Hey everybody, welcome to 101 Weekly, episode 28. And I want to welcome somebody new to the panel, James. James is normally in the chat room with us,
Yeah, I
chilling
am.
and hanging out. Yeah. How you doing, James? Nice to have you on board, mate.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Probably like most people are, doing the lockdown. Keen for the football season to start, but happy to be here, honestly.
Good, excellent. And Dan, we've got Dan back as well. Dan, how you doing, mate? Good to see you back. How's your week been?
It's been good, man. It's been good. It's just been good working on YouTube and whatnot. Yeah, it's been great.
Excellent. And tell us about your last YouTube video that you just uploaded.
It's actually taken off a little bit still. Like I'm used to getting like 200-300 views, and that one's got like 4,000 views nearly now. I was sending for Tommy Robinson. I don't know. It was quite interesting, to be fair. But,
excellent. Yeah, I see. Listen, just keep going with your channel, man. You monetized yet?
Not yet.
Okay, yeah.
I'm getting close. I'm so close, man. If you're watching this, subscribe, because I'm that close to getting there.
Excellent. Big shout out, man. Big shout out. So welcome to the guys. Carletto's in the house. What's going on, Carletto? 18's in the house as well. And guys, yeah, we're going to cover some of the things that the two guys here missed on the weekend. And obviously we're going to look at the Brentford game as well that we had today. So initially, guys, just wanted to go through what we ran through last week. What was your thoughts on the Charlton game? I'll start with you, James. You saw the Charlton games. We talked about it here on Sunday, but what was your views on it?
Well, like everyone else was saying last week, kind of an easy game we expected to beat Charlton. 6 goals is good. Obviously, I know you're a fan of Eddie, and so am I. So I was pleased that he scored a hat trick. But yeah, standard friendly. Oh God, sorry guys. Standard friendly. Standard friendly, but good that we got a win.
Excellent. And Dan, what was your thoughts on the Charlton game?
I had a few thoughts about it. I thought it was really interesting, man. Like seeing Lacazette looking trim like that. He's looking slim, and you know what I mean? I was pretty, and the way he smashed that goal in, bro. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was a lovely.
That's two. That's 2 goals now in 2 games, and the same for Willock as well. Willock. I mean, Willock looks good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've been bashing him this season because he's been off the ball. And innately, they've been using him as a substitute to replace Ozil in the 70th minute. But that game against Liverpool, I thought, was his best game this season when we lost 5-4 in the Carabao Cup. So, you know, I thought that was his best game. But since then, he's just looked off the ball. So, guys, so let's cover off that Brentford game today. So, Arsenal returned to action with another friendly game, and this snuck up on us. I mean, I think I had 2 texts to say they're actually playing today. They're playing today, and it's just jumping on Twitter, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" Because this is all supposed to be all smoke and mirror stuff. I don't know why. I think they're afraid of people coming to the stadium. I think that's definitely what they're afraid of. So this game happened. It didn't go according to plan for the Gunners. as the video shows, we lost 3-2. The Arsenal players also took a knee to support the Black Lives Matter, which was great. The shot of all of them lining up in a row, and I sent some pictures on 101 as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
And as Carletto says, the Brentford game was a bit downer. I think the Brentford game was probably needed. And in all honesty, people who are going to take this loss seriously, or have taken the Charlton win too seriously, it's pre-season, and it's friendly. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But what we saw is we held a 1-goal lead at half time, which I thought was excellent. Again, Maitland-Niles looking strong as an attacking midfielder, really just getting up there, winning balls in the air, nodding them down for the forwards to get a touch on, which was really decent. It's good to see him finding some form there, because remember, this guy's natural position is a central midfielder. James, what did you take from today's game?
It was good. Obviously not a good result, but like you said, it's just a friendly. Again, it's nice to see Willock score. Playing very well. Hopefully that's a sign of good things to come, especially from our youngsters. I saw little bits. Obviously, some of the defending was poor, but then again, Brentford scored some cracking goals today, so fair play to them.
And obviously the second half changed. A lot of players came on. It looked like there was Klasnach, Ozil, a few other players came on. I think Holding. They changed quite a bit from obviously the first half had Saka, Pepe, Willock, Aubameyang. It was some big ballers in the second half, in the first half, and obviously the second half we just got melted through. There was some bad tackling. Some guys got turned in the midfield, Guendouzi, and we just struggled. We were off the ball.
I've just seen it here, and we subbed Leno off for Martinez.
in the second half.
Yes, we made all of the subs in the 60th minute, apart from one, which was in the 85th. But yeah, we took off Leno.
Yeah, so I mean that's where everything just went down. You can see Cool saying Socrates and Holding were embarrassing for the first goal. Yeah, they got turned. They got turned, mate.
Yeah.
Carletto saying we definitely need a strong cam. Yeah, I think that you know this thing now that's happening with Thomas Partey looks like it's happening. I did get confirmation that there's been contact by some agents. So all this talk and rumors about there's a personal fee that's been agreed looks like it's got some wings to it. However, they still need to come up with that 43 million. I don't think Atletico are going to budge from that. That's what the contract clause says. We know teams ain't got money in this pandemic, and I think Arsenal, you know what they're like, you know, shopping at Primark with Harrods money. They're just going to try and downturn everything they can. What was your thoughts today, Dan, on the Brentford game?
Well, it's what I was saying. Do you remember what I was saying to you last week about how we looked in training? A bit rusty. And I think what I can't remember who said it, but there was like a rumor that Arteta's working more on straight out attack. He's been working on our attack a lot more, especially with people like Nicola Pepe. So I feel you could see that today. He was more testing out our ability to just go gung ho. It wasn't so much consideration about keeping things tight or anything like that. So you can't really read too much into that. He's just he's testing things out right now. Do you know what I mean, Arteta? So, yeah, I don't read too much into it. Shocking defending as usual, from the usual sort of suspects that we'd expect it to be from. So, yeah, man, I look at it like he was just playing a few games, seeing what can go on. And then, yeah, hopefully, like, by the time we play City next week, we're a bit more sharp and ready for action.
We're going to need to be a lot more than a bit more sharp after today's result, man. Evening to Ebony as well. Obviously, Carletto's in the house, Cool K's in the house, 18's in the house. What's up to everybody who's in the chat? Big shout out to you all. So I think the start, let me think. Bellerin was starting in the first half. Saka, Ceballos, Aubameyang. I think in the second half, we saw some youngsters. Trey Cole was there, Zach Medley, Matt Smith, Zach Swanson was there. So it was a very, very young side in the second half. So no wonder that they got balled over and let in 3 goals. The last goal that Brentford scored, James, talk to me about that goal, man. Come in on it. It looked like Henry, it looked like Thierry Henry, didn't it? Come in, turn the right back. And then on the edge of the area, just right into the top right corner, man.
Maybe we should sign him up.
And listen, I wouldn't blame it. You know, I mean, obviously they got Saka and Martinelli there. Martinelli also played in the second half. He was obviously
central.
He played central. Yeah, he played in the central role.
But when you looked at the training videos, you see that one that came out yesterday, I think it was. Martinelli was on the left. I was watching that closely to see. Because I think he's just playing a little game with this Brentford game, man. He's just seeing if, like I say, he's testing the waters. The Charlton game was how we're going to line up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that Brentford game, we was just testing things out because that's when you're supposed to test them out in bloody pre-season friendlies, essentially. So I feel like if we watch that training video, Martinelli was on the left and he was doing some amazing stuff, bro. And the way I can tell Arteta's been working with him on his cutting in because he was going a bit too wide before. And then that sort of closes out people like Kolasinac or whoever's playing out on the left. So now he's worked on cutting in and he was doing some amazing stuff. So seeing him play centrally, you can just tell he was messing around, Arteta, man. Don't watch that game there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and the fact that Martinelli's two-footed as well, just he's got the skills to pay the bills. He can play on either right, even though I don't want him on the right because that's Pepe's place. On the left, I don't mind him kind of rocking around on the left or pulling in. I've always said, like I said on Sunday to James, I prefer him sitting behind the striker in the number 10 because that way he's got two wide men he can ping to. He's also got the striker in front of him, and then he can just roll everything. He's that intelligent that he can just control his side of the game, make late runs into the box, which we're not getting enough from Ozil. And I know Ozil had 2 man of the matches on the latter part of the season before COVID, but one of them was a Newcastle game. But just we need somebody that just makes those late runs into the box, a la Ramsey, and just causes defenders havoc. We just don't have enough support at the front. And again, it goes back to the problem, doesn't it? Our midfield. Midfield is where the
can I just say on the basis of, do you know what I notice we do as Arsenal fans a lot? Yeah, we sort of, Guendouzi is going to be one of the best players in the world, isn't it? Like like, when you see the ability this guy's got, I think he's just turned 20, isn't he? Like he's not.
That's right.
And the ability this guy has got, and have you seen him lately? He's looking wedged, bruv. Like he's looking like he can hold man off properly now. So that's where he used to get caught. He used to get caught trying to hold people off, and then people just take him off the ball and then run through. But now he's got that ability. Trust me, man. I don't know. I don't think our midfield is such a big problem as people say. Like I say, Maitland-Niles is looking good again, and that position was made for him. Because if we've watched Maitland-Niles for a few years, he's always had a little bit of tackers on the ball.
Oh, yeah.
No one's clocked that this guy can actually dribble past people and do a few skills on the ball and that. That's
I mean, I said to you guys before, big shout out to Liam Talks Football in the chat as well. If you're not subscribed to his channel, please subscribe. I was talking as well about how Pepe averages 3.3 dribbles per game, which is the most in the team. Second with 1.9. 3.3 and 1.9 is a big gap. Second is Maitland-Niles. So Maitland-Niles on that right-hand side was second in the team in dribbles. And that's why Pepe was so productive. It was only when he didn't, I think when Bellerin came back and just was awful, we just didn't get any production and support with Pepe. And I talked about that with Graham from our AFTV when we were on Sonny's chat, and it was a big problem, and it's something that Arteta needs to fix. He needs to solve that problem. Does that mean we're going to get Cedric Soares? We're going to see more of him? Is that groin problem with Bellerin sorted out now? So is Bellerin going to start against City? We don't know. I mean, what would you? Sorry, go on.
I think Bellerin's sort of lost a lot of confidence with the injuries, man. Because remember how he used to. I don't really ever see him use his pace anymore. Either he's lost it or he's lost confidence in himself. Because you never see this guy like track back or like. Remember how he used to give people a head start and catch them up easy. Like you never see that anymore, brother. It's like he's lost a bit of his game or something. I don't know. I hope it ain't the injuries. Because remember Michael Owen, that's what happened to him. Lost all his pace. Like this guy used to be the fastest man in our team. He was faster than Thierry. Look at him now, bro. Like he don't look the same. But I don't think Suarez is the answer now. In relation to that, I don't think so. Not Cedric.
Yeah, I mean, Suarez has been solid at that position, and I think when you consider that we've got quite a few young players there, Bellerin wasn't at his best. I would definitely like to see Suarez get some action. I mean, he played us off the park when we had him over at the Emirates. So and remember, although we've got to go to Southampton, which we never do well in, we were talking about that on Sunday in the predictions. I'd like to see him play a part, and I think he's going to at the close of this season, where you're allowed 5 substitutes. I think we are going to see a lot of flex in that. There's no doubt about it. Ebony's saying, I think Hector's worried about look, I think that the manager has to do his best to temper everybody and ensure that everyone gets the right amount of time on the field. But let's have a look at where this goes. So today we're going to cover the top 10 free agents in football, and I want to get you guys' views, and also the guys in the chat as well. I want to get your opinions on whether we go deal or no deal on these players. I think when Tom originally sent this out, big shout out to Tom Aston. When Tom sent this out, I said to Tom, you know what? I don't think I'll take any of these because a lot of the players are really aged, 33, 32 years old. And then I think my question was this, yeah, Dan and James. My question was this: would any of these players on this list get into Man City or Liverpool's team? And that's where I left it. I left it that there's probably maybe one, but then maybe if we're lucky, two. If we push it, maybe two. But I just thought, why are we taking scraps? You know, why we're supposed to be getting players who's going to help the team. But let's have a look and see if these guys will. So our first player is Edinson Cavani. And guys in the chat, deal or no deal? Yeah, James, let me start with you. Edinson Cavani. I know he was close to joining Atletico Madrid in the winter transfer window, but they couldn't. I think PSG wanted 20 million, and they didn't come up with the money. So obviously he's still there.
Yeah.
Would you take Cavani?
Maybe it depends. It depends how much like wages he'd want. Like he can score goals.
Yeah, I think it's on 170 grand a week, euros.
But at the same time, we have literally lots of strikers who could score goals. Funny enough, we probably need another striker. But I think no deal. I don't think he'd help us, but I don't think we need him. So no.
Yeah, and Dan, he'll now have the pick of his clubs in the summer of where he wants to go to. We know that Atletico Madrid have been running after him hard. So what happens? Do Arsenal make a phone call? If not, why?
No, unless we lose Aubameyang this summer, then maybe as a stopgap for a year, then I'll consider. But even then, man, this guy's slow, bro. Like he's an unbelievable finisher, yeah, but he's mad slow. And like I don't want to go back to relying on Giroud. Remember, like Giroud was a great impact player, yeah, but
he's the next player.
He used to frustrate the hell out of me, bro. Like sometimes a player will play a beautiful ball in behind, and then this guy is moving like treacle, bro. You get me? So I would say no, unless we really need him after getting rid of Aubameyang. But even then, I think I'd rather, if we lose Aubameyang, I think I'd rather stick with Lacazette, Martinelli, and Eddie. Like nah, definitely not.
Yeah, and we've got 18 saying no deal. Ebony's saying no deal. Carletto is saying no deal. We don't need forwards. We have to solidify and agreed. Ebony's saying he can't run. And then my thing about this is what happens to Martinelli and Eddie Nketiah up front. Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, what happens to if you bring in a striker who's getting paid 170 grand a week, and he's 33 years old, he's going to be 34 soon. You know what? That's just Brock. That's bang out. Yeah,
agreed. Yeah,
that's as Brock and bang out as you can get. I mean, listen, Kula K is saying no deal as well. That's bang out, man. So listen, let's move to Olivier Giroud. Now, Olivier Giroud, he spanked us in Baku, as you guys know. He should be awarded a contract with Chelsea because he's been in fine form for them this season. And I'm not sure why they're not offering him a one-year deal. He's 33. But he's attracting some interest from Inter Milan. So Olivier Giroud, guys, deal or no deal on Olivier Giroud? James, would you take him back? Was you a fan of him at the Arsenal?
I was like, I've only actually seen him play twice under the Arsenal badge, and both times he didn't score, but like off the ball, he's quality, you know, impact sub both games, but quality. But the same as Cavani, really. No, like you score goals, but Giroud's time at Arsenal's it's done. So leave it at that. No deal.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if he was to come in here, right, his wages are low. He knows Arsenal. He said a few things about the club that's ruffled a few feathers.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I didn't like what he talked about in terms of Chelsea are so professional, as if to say, hold on, bro, that we're not. You know, why would you say that? And notice he was shooting his mouth off when Hazard was in the team. As soon as Hazard left, the man ain't talking nothing about Chelsea against Arsenal or any of them thing there. I'm gonna go to 18. 18 says no deal. She likes Giroud as well. Giroud, no deal. Great plan B. And again, our plan B is we got loads of plan Bs right now. Ebony, Cool K is saying no deal. Carletto is saying no deal, and then she changed their mind. She's saying Ashley, he can get lost. Yeah, but the key is though, Ebony, will you still go out on a date with him? That's the key. Yeah, he's still good looking. He's still got the looks. Dan, talk to me about Giroud.
Same reasons as you, mate. Like, and even more than that, remember that little camera? You got caught in a camera phone, proper dissing Arsenal. Like, we say, like, I'm a too blue and all this shit. Like, clear off, mate. Like, we're done. We don't need the HFB anymore. Like I say as well, yeah, he was good. He was good to come off the bench, but really, is he much more than a French Andy Carroll, bro?
Yeah. I mean, you know, again, he'll be 34 this season. He was Brock before he left Arsenal. He couldn't run. He couldn't run then. He certainly can't run now. The only thing I could say, it's important to have those legs because you can't get back into the midfield and defend like we've seen Nketiah do. The reason why Lacazette was benched for Nketiah is because he weren't running back and defending. So, you know.
Can I just say on Giroud, yeah? He was good. Like, you see, when we're playing teams like Stoke and you had all them giants coming up for corners and stuff like that, he was good against teams like that because you could stick him in there in set pieces and stuff and he could defend and stuff like that. He had his attributes and he did used to track back, to be fair to him. He did used to track back, but then when you track back and you're that slow and then you turn over possession, what are you going to do, mate? You're stuck in no man's land. You can't get up there in time. And the one time he did was he scored that scorpion.
Yeah, and the fact that Martinelli's in the team, I wouldn't even touch Giroud.
Nah, definitely. And we don't have the players to provide crosses to him like how we used to. We don't have players that cross. We've got inside forwards that cut across the box, like, you know what I mean, with low crosses. So
we got Pepe and we got Tierney and obviously Saka. We've got proper people who can assist at the moment, but it's just defensively he'll cost us. So that turns on to the 31-year-old Chelsea player, William. Now, I'm already seeing, how did they know William was next is beyond me. But 18 has gone for William, deal. Yeah? 18's gone deal for William. Cool K's gone no deal. And again, he's referenced the age. And when you look at the fact that we've got Reece Nelson, who's 20, Pepe 24, who plays on that right-hand side. And then let's not even talk about the left because Saka and Martinelli are both 18. So what you're going to do, you're going to bring in a 31-year-old who, quite frankly, was probably on his last legs there. I like William. I'm a big fan. But every time we played them, he looked like dead food. You know, he just didn't look the part. So, look, Ebony's gone for him as well. Yeah, deal for Ebony. Carletto, did you know that Wenger had a choice between Giroud and Alba when? Yeah, and he chose. Yeah, I know. Oh, terrible, man. Wenger made some bad decisions before he left. That's why he's gone. That's why he's left. James, William, deal or no deal?
See, I like William, but no, we've got youngsters that are almost as good as him now that can play in that position. Plus, you know, Ozil can play there. No deal. Like, I like him. He can score goals. He can make chances. Did really well for Chelsea, but it's been slacking a little bit. So I don't really think he'd be as useful as we'd want him to be. So no deal.
So, and the thing is, as you mentioned, the young players, you've got development there. There's no development in a guy who's 31. I mean, the only thing that's going to be developing at that age is your bank account. Yeah, there's no development in. Whereas with Reece Nelson, you've got the ability to have another Raheem Sterling on the right hand side, and if you crack that, then that's job done, isn't it? Dan, have we got any more votes? No, we haven't got any more votes. And Dan, deal or no deal?
No deal. Like, it depends, innit? Like, Now you see what it is with Willian. Yeah, I like him, but I think he would be good if we took him. It would be decent to put him through the middle, maybe. Like forget the wings because we're covered there nicely. But imagine instead of playing Özil in certain games, because Willian's way more dynamic and he's played there a lot of times for Chelsea as well. He's a lot more dynamic than someone like Özil, and he will come back as well. Özil likes to fill space. Willian would chase you down, and I don't know, man. Like no deal, but I wouldn't be disappointed if we got him. Let's say that, innit?
I'm thinking to myself. I was just going to look on Google to find out. I know Mkhitaryan's got 6 or 7 goals and about 9 assists, which is more than what Pepe's got, and it's more a combined of what Saka has. Why would you bring in William when you can have Mkhitaryan back?
Mkhitaryan don't work. He don't work, bruv. Like he doesn't do no work. Like he runs around a lot. Yeah, but he does. If you actually watch Willian, yeah, for Chelsea, he does. So he's got a bit of bite about him. That's the only reason I would consider taking him is because he's got that. He's a Brazilian, innit? He's got that sort of that hunger to get the possession back. That's why Chelsea was so successful for a long time and winning the ball back in advanced areas because there are people like Willian there who will chase you down and he'll bite your ankles and stuff like that. He's not dirty, but again, he started putting on a lot of weight, man. Like you said, the only thing developing his bank account is, but also his gut, mate.
Yeah, for real. James, do we bring back Mkhitaryan and put him there instead of signing William? Mkhitaryan's already under contract.
Like, we shouldn't. Depending on if we get anybody in that position, we should hang on to Mkhitaryan. Like, he does create assists and he can score goals again, but I don't know. Like, I prefer if we got someone better and then cash in on him. But I don't know. Like, we have got him on contract, so perhaps for now we should use him because he isn't that bad. Yeah,
because Chelsea, I mean, they've lost him and they're losing Pedro. I mean, Pedro's already said he's going back to Spain. So, you know, I think Arteta in the mix of things would love to have a player like Pedro, but it's just not going to happen. One of the guys whose name's on the list we're coming to, I think Arteta's got his eye on him. So let's go to Kurzawa, yeah? Kurzawa from PSG, French international left-back. He was linked with Juventus in January, but they ran out of time. They couldn't get the deal done. He's 27 years old. So remember I said to you guys, would anyone on this list get into City or Liverpool's team? I think this is the guy. And if I was to go with a deal in this whole, list, I think for me, Kurzawa would probably be the guy that I would look at. James, what's your thoughts on him? And guys in the chat, is Kurzawa someone, the French left-back, a World Cup winner, someone who was rated at 70 million and is now going to go on a free? Do we go with, do we bring this guy in? Do we talk to him? Let's hear deal or no deal in the chat. James, what do you think?
Yeah, like, it'd be bad not to at least attempt to try and sign him. Like, we could do with someone with his skill on the left side. Like, I like Monreal, but he's getting on a bit. So, and he's 27, the ripe age. So yeah, I would say deal. He's good, like you said, World Cup winner. If we can get him, then yeah, deal.
Yeah, because obviously Monreal's gone already now. So we're kind of stuck with Kolasinac and Kieran Tierney on there, and we've seen in the preseason right now, call it preseason, in the friendlies, Arteta is sticking to his boots. He's putting Tierney at left back, and rightly so, because Saka needs to be moved up the pitch. Saka's got 10 assists. You want him as far up the field as possible, doing shimmies and donuts against defending players. You don't want Saka at left back. It's as simple as that. A lot of people are saying, yeah, leave him there and play. No. You want him as far up the field as possible. Look, only the people are saying deal. Yeah, Kuke is just like, yeah, we're on it. We were linked with him, but that was under Sev Mislintat. those links had gone. Sev gets on really well with his agent as well. They were academy school together. That has not been a go since Sev Mislintat left. So the only chance that we've got of getting him now, I believe, he's got the same agent as Lamar, I think. So I really don't know where we're going with that. 18 is saying deal. Let's have a look here. Sporty Jordan, good to have you in the chat, mate. If we lose Uber this summer, Arsenal have to replace his 20 goals with proven goal scorer. Laka, Eddie, Martinelli, are Robbins, none of them proven. They're not proven, but they can be. And that's the thing. I mean, if we look at someone like Tammy Abrahams, can we say he's unproven? Yeah, he was given a chance to deliver, and he's delivered. So what happens? They've gone out and bought Timo Werner now, and Tammy Abrahams is going to be on the bench, and he's been leading your team into the position that they are to fight for a top 5 place. It's almost it's a shame, really. This is what's happening to British players all around, and it's a real shame. I think it's the wrong thing for Chelsea to do, but Chelsea want to win, and they want to win now. So it just goes to show they did it to Lukaku, didn't they? They shipped him off to. They didn't really care. He was 18 years old. They were like, bollocks. We want to win now. We don't care about bringing you through. Dan, talk to me about Kazawa. Do we make the phone call?
Yeah, but we've got too many left backs if we get him. So that's the only thing. We'd have to get one out to get him in. But yeah, I'll take him. He'd suit us anyway because he's always injured. So right in, you know what I mean? But I'll take him definitely. I'll take him. Like, have you seen him play? He used to be a winger, innit? I remember when he used to be a winger, and he used to. So he'll give us that sort of Saka energy down that side. You know what I mean? Like, where he's moving quick, he's taking the ball forward, he's taking people on and stuff. So definitely, especially in them games where like flat track bullying teams, he'll be perfect for those games. I think Tierney's a bit more defensively minded than he is, though.
I think he would be more of a wing back. He would suit in a 3 at the back and 4 in the midfield. I think that's where somebody, Kazawa would probably fit in to the mix a lot better. Not if you're going with 4 at the back, I just think it's not worth it. I like where we are at the moment with our wing backs and left back and right back. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I would do it just because he's a quality player. And he's for France. He is a nightmare. He is. He's really, really good. It's what's his name? Anton Griezmann said that this guy was like his favorite defender. So it just goes to show you how good he is. So I think a lot of people are saying that they wouldn't mind putting the trigger on him. I'm not sure if anybody would pull the trigger on the next guy. So we're moving to Jan Vertonghen, and you guys know my hatred of Spurs. I wouldn't even look at the phone, let alone pick up the phone to make the phone call.
Unplug it, mate.
Guys, we're gonna see bare no deals, but the guys are still making a decision up on the Kazawa. Kazawa would be a surplus to no deal. Okay, Carlito. Ebony's pulling the trigger on that one as well. So guys, what do you think on Jan Vertonghen? Let's go to James. James is smiling already because he can't wait to slag him off.
Well, we need help in the defense. We just need defenders, and he's not one that I'd even. Just no deal. Let's next player, Apollo. Let's just go.
Yeah, for real, man. The guys are coming in with a hell no at the moment. We've got
Sol Campbell.
We've got 18 saying Spurs, no deal. He's just called the man Spurs. Sporty Jordan's gone. That's a hell no. A hail no. Hail to the no. Ebony's gone. Oh my God. Ebony's gone. A hell no. Ebony's not having that at all. Dan, talk to me about Vertonghen.
He's washed, mate. He's been rubbish for Spurs, like as if if they're below us, we're constantly superior, and there's no point in bringing him here because he's been bad for them this year. Like he's one of the people that got what's his name sacked, their greatest ever manager apparently. despite winning nothing. Like he's the guy that got my man sacked. So why are we bringing him here? And then ain't he the one? Did his missus get banged, or did he bang someone else's missus? I can't.
Between him, Ericsson, and all that mash up that team. That's the reason why. That's the reason why that team broke this year, isn't it?
Some Wayne Bridge, John Terry business.
For real, man. For real, yeah.
No
UK's going. Look, I said hell no. That's the Martin Lawrence hell to the no. And he's gone there, man. He's gone there. And Carletto, you're right. I've been saying all along we've got 9 centre backs, and I'm a fan of Mavropanos as well. And Mavropanos, he's played quite a few games in Germany, and everyone's after him now. The communication through the agents is that Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen, they're all after this dude right here. And we got a good look at him in Wenger's swan song. We went through the Koscielny and all that, the problems that we had, and towards the end of Wenger's season, he put Chambers in and Mavropanos for the last 5 games, and we looked good. Our defense in those last 5 games was better than I've seen it all season, and I was like, huh? And that's why when Emery came in, all I was doing was singing the praises of Callum Chambers, who went off on loan to Fulham, who ended up leading the league in passes intercepted and tackles. And that was at the defensive midfielder position. We still haven't played him there.
He was their player of the season. For that
yeah. But we still haven't played him there. And he led the league, the whole Premier League. He led the league in passes intercepted. And we ain't even looked at him there. And Mavropanos, he went. Actually, to be fair, Mavropanos was injured for most of that year. And then for the second year, they shipped him off on loan. I was like, what? I was like, what are we doing? But everyone's after this guy now, so it'd be interesting to see what Arteta does. I think Arteta's going to bring him back, put him through preseason, take him on. Well, I don't know whether they're going to go on tour because of this Corona thing, but I think he's going to integrate him, get a good look at him before he makes that decision. I don't think Arsenal. He's under contract till 2023. I don't think you do anything with Mavropanos. I like him, I really do.
Yeah.
So guys, we're moving on now. There's not one person that is given Vertonghen a no, and thank God for that. This guy was a decent player, Adam Lallana. He's been a bit part player for Liverpool. He's not actually played any role whatsoever in terms of their championship win. He's still 31 years old. He's still got at least 2 good seasons in him. He's on a free. This is where I made the point with Tom Aston when I said, would these guys get into Liverpool? Well, obviously he's not getting into Liverpool. That's why he's losing. That's why he's leaving. Will he get into City? Will he get into Man United? I don't think he would. So why would Arsenal want him? Guys, in the chat as well, Adam Lallana, do we deal or no deal? James?
No deal.
Yeah, no deal. He's not getting in the Liverpool squad. I don't think all we do is just add more like dead weight to our squad, which has quite a bit of dead weight that we need to get rid of. I just don't think he'd get in our team at all. I know we need an upgrade, and I don't think Lallana is the upgrade that we need, so I'd say no deal.
He also plays on the wing, doesn't he? He's a little bit of a Stuart Downing, yeah? He can play in the middle, but he is also with Southampton. He played a lot on the wing as well. So again, we don't need wingers, man.
He's slow. He's slow, man. He's bare slow, bro. Like too cool enough. That's what I'm calling these guys. Nah, I wouldn't have him. No way. Like you know what it is with him. Yeah, he's like a poor man's Aaron Ramsey, isn't he? Like you don't tricky on the ball and that, and then he comes in the box late and that, but his finishing ain't up to Aaron's level. Nah, no way. No deal, man. If anyone says deal, they're bugging.
Well, I mean, I can't understand if anybody would even look at this as a deal, for the simple reason why I said if he can't get into Liverpool, why would you take? Liverpool took the Ox off us, a player that I didn't rate. I didn't rate the Ox. I didn't rate him. He was there for 7 years, hardly hit the back of the net, hardly had any assists. He had a great shot on him and didn't shoot as much as he should have, and he could go past the player. But once he went past the player, he had no vision. He didn't know where to go with the ball. Tons of ability. But for me, on that right-hand side, when we plugged him in, we lost all the production we had from Theo Walcott. Walcott was banging in goals and assists, and as soon as the Ox came in there, it was like everything just dried up. And that's when the pressure really mounted on the forwards, because the forwards were then, well, look, if the forwards ain't scoring, then no one's going to score. It got that bad that if Lacazette didn't score, because we didn't have a Aubameyang at the time, but it was like, if Lacazette don't score, then we ain't scoring. It was that bad. You know, you get rid of Sanchez, you get rid of Walcott, you get rid of these midfielders that were playing on the flanks, cutting in the strikers, false nines, and Giroud would do his dirty work in the middle. But you lost all the goals from Sanchez and Walcott, and then, you know, we ended up with Welbeck, Iwobi, the Ox, and everything just dried up. And that was the Wenger's demence. When he changed to that win-back system, it was his undoing. Yeah. So Adam Lallana, I think we're getting no's all over the place, man. And we might as well revisit it again. 18 no, Carlito no, Lallana. That's another hell no. And yo, Ebony, the na is a W at the end. It's a nah. Yeah. And he's garbage for Liverpool. He was for some. Yeah, he's dead food, man. He's plenty dead food on a plate with knife and fork and Damascus blade, everything. Cut him up. Yeah, he's proper dead food. Lee's saying, he's re-signed for Liverpool. Ha 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 ha. Wow, I didn't know that. So that's breaking news, everybody. He's re-signed for Liverpool. Good. I think the way that they're going to probably look at it is it's going to be tough for them to sign anybody, because they're letting go of players, aren't they? The European, what's the guy's name? He begins with S in the World Cup. The short guy, midfielder. What's that? Liverpool. I can't remember the guy's name. He had a standout World Cup, and they purchased him with big money. And now they're looking to let him go. I can't remember what his name is. It's completely gone. And if anybody in the chat can help me out, please, I beg you do. Adam Lallana, no deal. Kuz going for. Sporty at 31, I'm going to say no deal. Yeah, Shaqiri, there you go. Thank you, everybody. I knew you guys wouldn't let me down. I mean, Shaqiri, again, quality player. Look, they're letting him go as well. So, you know, it is what it is. So, listen, let's dust off Adam Lallana. He's gone. These guys are falling like wombles right now, man. If this was Humpty Dumpty, we'd have bare yolk on the floor right now. The next one, guys, David Silva from Manchester City. Deal or no deal? Now, I said to you that there's one guy who's Kazawa who I would take. But you know what? David Silva is still a top quality player, 33 years old. He's already said that he's leaving. Bernardo's replacing him. And I know he's said to his agent he'd like to end his career for Las Palmas. If you guys don't know, that's a team in Gran Canaria where he's from. Look, everyone's like, yeah, I've been to Gran Canaria, man, drinking, doing the thing in the Canary Islands. I think that if Arteta thinks that he can help the midfield, I think he'll pull the trigger on this. I really do. And seeing him play this season as well, he's still a quality player. Now look, you have to look at things like what men like Cazorla was doing, man like Rosicky, yeah? That's the kind of thing, that's what we're talking about right here. So I actually think I would pull a trigger on this deal. Guys, in the chat, David Silva, 33 years old, deal or no deal? James?
Well, on the 101, when Tom posted it, I said no to like all of the players on there. And then he said, what, you sure? Like David Silva? And I forget that, like, I forget, like, Man City, play for Man City, so Arteta knows him probably better than most. So, yeah, I think if he did, he would pull the trigger. And he's cracking. He's great. Can cross a ball, can score goals, can command the midfield. Like, it'd be an asset if we can get him. I think the fact that Arteta knows him as well, like, coached him before, it did help us. So yeah, I'd pull the trigger.
Yeah, and when I think about it, Ceballos isn't going to be here. That is dried up. He ain't coming back. Ozil is going to be leaving at some point. If it's not this summer, he's gone anyway. This guy, the midfield, attacking midfield is where we're weak. We don't have somebody who can pick a pass out, who can thread the needle. Ozil's dried up. I'm the biggest Ozil fan you'll ever meet, and I'll tell you, he's in his twilight years. His best days are gone. This is a deal that I would definitely pull the trigger on. Guys in the chat, we're going with Ebony is going deal. Aaron, what's going on, bro? Midweek gang, just to say yes. Oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to Aaron. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday there, Aaron. Happy birthday to you. So that's out the way, Aaron. Aaron, I hope you've had a great day today. Happy Soul Day, my brother. I do say Soul Day. Yeah, most black guys will, because that's the day that your soul was retrieved into a new body. So it's Happy Soul Day for you, bro. Lee has gone with a deal on David Silva. David Silva's getting plenty love in the chat. 18 has gone deal, and Carletto's gone deal. I agree. I have heard it talked about. He did say to his agent he wants to play for Las Palmas again, but I don't know whether that's going to be in another year or another 2 years. I don't know whether it's going to be now. But look, he gets on well. He knows Arteta, and if Arteta picks up the phone and makes a phone call to him, he will be an Arsenal player, and he'll be someone who we greatly need. That experience in the system, that winning mentality, the class, the skill, the movement. Like I said, man, since Thomas Rosicky left, we ain't had nobody that fluid in the team that can do that kind of thing. Sporty ain't having it, man. Sporty's saying nah. Sporty ain't having it. No deal. Great player, but you can consider this. You may as well look at Santi. Yeah, but I think Santi is saying he wants to retire. So a lot of people are saying bring him in as a player coach. But the way that they play in the Rondo, it's really high tempoed. I mean, remember what happened when Thierry Henry came back for that last year? And Henry was like, these guys are running the legs off me in practice. He just couldn't keep up. He's like, I can't last 90 minutes. And for Thierry Henry to say that, and he was the fittest man out there. So it just goes to show you how difficult this tempo is. I don't know how Iniesta did it. They were the creators of the Rondo, how he played for so long. And remember, Iniesta, 37, he's 3 years older than David Silva. And 4 years over David Silva, 3 years older than Santi Cazorla. And look how long he prolonged his career. So, look, I'll take Silva all day long. Stephen, nice to see you, Stephen. Appreciate your chat as always, mate. Take on Silva on a 2-year deal. Yeah, I definitely would. I would get him to sign a 2-year deal. It would be a low deal, so it would be somewhere around 70 to 80,000 a week. I believe he's on 130 at the moment. So I would half that, and I would say, look, come in, do a job for us, bring us experience. Help us on the training field. Bring these young players through, like Smith Rowe, Saka, Nelson. Let them see what good looks like. That's what I would do. Seriously, I would surround the Arsenal team with winners. That's what I would do. This is where we went wrong, guys. We just didn't. We let the Invincibles all go. None of them won the coaching staff. None of them win the stadium. None of them were around training or practice, and the whole thing just died. So listen, really good shout out for David Silva. I was expecting that because he's such a quality player. There's another quality player, guys. Dries Mertens from Napoli, 32 years old. Talking about new terms, a new deal with Manchester United and Chelsea, having reported being interested in. Guys in the chat, would you take Mertens on a deal or no deal? James?
Where's he play again?
Napoli.
Napoli.
Yeah, he's their main man in the midfield. He's kind of like a Danny Ceballos type player.
Well, then I don't know. Like, probably not. I've been saying no to a lot of the midfield, to be honest. Like, I don't think we should get anyone if we're trying to get people like Partey, even if there's a slight chance that we get someone. I just don't. He helped the squads, but I don't think we need him. So I'd probably say no deal. But then I'd honestly probably have to watch him play a bit more and then get back to you on that one, mate.
I think what's good with this one is, again, let's bring it back to the bare bones. We've got nothing in the midfield. We've literally got Xhaka, who's crap, and never
Can I
gonna.
just say, Apollo, this guy's a striker and a winger, by the way. He's a striker.
Right, because I've seen him play as an attacking midfielder. Yeah, I've seen him play sort of behind the strikers. So when you look at how we play Ceballos, we don't really play him as a holding. We play him
in the hole
as a facilitator, and that's what we need to replace. That's why this is really on the cards, and that's why I would take a look at him, because Ceballos is gone, Ozil's going to be gone. We've still got no replacement for Ramsey. This is the golden question here. The $1 million question is: can Joe Willock do it? Can he really do it? Can he, at the top level, be that David Rocastle that we all hope and think he can do? Because if he can, then the problem's solved. But Arteta needs to know that. That's the thing. I mean, he's looked really good this week in the 2 games, and I've seen his talent. It's just when I saw him play in the latter part of the season, he just didn't look up to it. I don't know why. And it's a shame, because everybody raised their game when Arteta came in, except for him and a few other players who just didn't raise his game. Smith Rowe, does he get a look there? I think this guy at 32 years old can really come in and do a job. Look, if Man United and Chelsea's looking at him, that's got to tell you a reason why, yeah? Let's have some feedback from the chat. Mertens deal. 18, cool. Mertens deal. Ebony, Mertens deal. Yeah, and again, guys, that's because if Torreira decides to go, which he wants to do, that only leaves us with Guendouzi and Xhaka. And then we have to literally pray for Willock and Smith Rowe. But there's just nothing there. Stephen, Mertens deal, if we can shift, and we're going to be shifting those. If I'm Arteta, I just tell Torreira to sit his backside quiet. He's still got 3 years left on his deal. He ain't going nowhere. I would tell him to sit down, shut up, and you're a part of this team. Don't give in to all of that rubbish. You're the manager. You're the man who makes the decisions. Tell the player he ain't going nowhere. Look what they've done with Will Zaha. Yeah, and all these players. Be strong. Have some backbone to you. Tell the man he ain't going nowhere. Carletto saying he's over it. Yeah, that's the thing. We still don't know Carletto, man. I mean, this is it for him, really. If he doesn't break through in the team now, Carletto, he's gone. There's going to be that. Look at what's happened to Iwobi. Iwobi had his chance. You've got to play him. You've got to put them in situations, put them in big games, give them the minutes, and if they don't provide, then you can make a decision. This is why I'm so against the Eddie Nketiah backlash, because Nketiah hasn't had his chance. He's played 5 games. He's hit the bar twice. He scored twice. He looks great. Don't give up on the kid now, because the kid's got goals in him.
He's got a hat-trick against Charlton. So I know it's Charlton, but that's a glimpse of someone with immense talent, and he plays for us. So get him on the pitch.
Exactly. If you give him a chance, he'll get it done. Sporty's going deal. Sporty, finally I get a deal out of you. You've been no deal all night. And finally I get a deal out of you. Lee, no deal. He ain't 32 level striker. We've got plenty. Yeah, we do have people coming through, but we're short in that position, bro. We're short in that position. We paid 12 million for Dani Ceballos for what? For nothing. Yeah, he was in for nothing.
Can I say with Dries Mertens, because he's been for Napoli, because I watch a bit of Napoli. I like them. They play similar to us, didn't they? So I like them, and he's been playing as their main striker for the last couple of seasons and been banging them in. You see with Mertens, he's 32, but he is rapid, bruv. Like, he's rapid. Do you get me? He makes Insigne, you know who plays with Insigne on the left, yeah? He makes him look like normal speed as well. Like, that man are rapid, and he's small, like a bit of a Messi style player. So who have we really got that's like that? Like, Lacazette don't do that job for us, even though he looks like he could do. Like, he could be a useful asset. But I do think we're overloaded with players in similar because he mainly. I know he
but
has
remember,
played as
not in that position though. We can drop him back.
he has played there for Belgium before. He's played the false, and he's played false nine as well for Napoli. But his main position for the last few years, I don't know whether he's still got that in him, bro. Like just because, like that was a few years ago. Martin, who's the manager of Roberto Martinez for Belgium in the last World Cup? He didn't really play him there. He played, he played him on the wing actually, Martinez, and Dick Advocat. He's the last guy that played him as a attacking midfielder. So I don't know if we've still got it in him. And I feel like if we're going to take an attacking midfielder, David Silva, it's a no-brainer. Like if we're going to go for one of these guys free transfer, take David Silva, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
I would. Seriously, mate. Yeah. When I'm looking down the list,
offer him a fat contract and get him in, bruv. Like, you know what I mean? Like just 1 year even. 1 year. That's what I'd say.
So guys, we're at number 9 and then we've got the last one, number 10 to go. Number 9, what is wrong with this player? This is Mario Götze, guys, from Dortmund. Guys in the chat, deal or no deal? He's 27 years old. And he's you know, after his failed move to Bayer, he just hasn't really turned it on. I really think that I look at this guy like Jack Wilshere. I just look at him, lost talent, loads of talent, just can't get his body right. And when his body's right, he can't get his head right. And when his head's right, he's injured again. It's just a vicious circle. He's still 27. Can you turn it around? Sure. But some players were never able to. Look what happened to Joe Cole. You know, some players are just brock. They're just dead food. So James, you take this one. Deal or no deal?
Honestly, I'd say deal. Like I've been saying it for like years. I really like Götze. Like I think he's incredible. Like I think he's been a bit misunderstood at Bayern. The Bayern, they're incredible. Like if anything, he was moving there just to be their next on the bench because they're Bayern and they're incredible. I like him. Like I think he'd suit our play. I think if he came over to someone like Arsenal, especially under someone like Arteta, who is just changing the way we are playing, he's making our players who have been a lot of the time pretty dreadful look good. So I think he could do that to Götze. And yeah, maybe it's because I got a soft spot for him, but I think he'd do great. And so I'd say deal. Get him. He's 27. 3-4 years in him. I think he could provide some stuff, playing with good talent like Aubameyang and Ozil. So yeah, I say deal.
Because it's not too late in the game to change a player who's 27. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, as we've seen with Jack Wilshere. There's a way that you can mentally help somebody like that. You have to invest in the player. You've got to put something in to save the player's career. And there's a way it can work. Lee agrees with you. Lee's saying deal. Carletto saying no deal for Götze. Ebony, no deal. Overweight and slow. I think the thing with the overweight and slow is he's been coming off the bench for Dortmund as well, because he's just not gonna, you're not gonna get 90 minutes out of him. It's the same way.
Saying that, I think under Arteta he'd shed all of that. Like look how ripped half of our squad is now.
Oh
like,
yeah.
So I think he'd lose that. I obviously think Arteta would want him to lose that. If he even thought about signing for us. So
yeah, and we've got Ebony saying, yep, slow and overweight. Cool K saying Mario Götze Dortmund dead food. Everyone's using my dead food thing tonight, man. He's proper dead food, bro. 18 saying no deal. Steve, no deal. If Götze was any good, Klopp would have had it. Yeah, again, Stephen, thank you very much. We're going on my synopsis of, would any of these guys get into the Liverpool or Manchester City team? And I don't think he will, and that's why I think you've got to go with somebody who you're invested in. Strong link to Uber. Actually, Lee is already is given his shout. Sporty Jordan saying no deal. We don't need any more projects. I wouldn't. Yeah, actually, I was just about to say I wouldn't call him a project, but he would be a project because you've got a lot of work to do with him physically and mentally. Bertram, good to see you, Bertram. Bertram saying the only deal is William. I know you're a big. Wouldn't you take Kazawa? Wouldn't you take Kazawa though, or David Silva, Bertram? I know you're a big fan of William though. William on his game, William he's better than Zaha easily. Seriously, if I had the choice between the two, I'd take William all day long. Dan, deal or no deal on Mario Götze?
Definitely 100% no deal, man. This guy he's Jack Wilshere, the German version, but like I'm telling you, now he's worse because at least Jack Wilshere, yeah, he'll get fit and he'll be amazing. Do you know what I mean? This guy, he's just like did Ebony say he's fat and slow or something like that? That's what, I agree with that, man. Like he's done. He's done out here. Man's done.
Yeah,
it's definitely no deal.
It's one of those things that you've got to think to yourself, how much is it gonna take you to invest in this guy? How long can you take to? And again, we've got Mkhitaryan, who's an Arsenal player already. So if you're gonna take a chance on somebody, wouldn't you in preseason sit at the table, have your one-to-ones, and say to seriously, this is the conversation I'd have if I was Arteta, bro. What happened to you? You used to be the when you was at Dortmund. With what is wrong with me? Yeah, with Klopp, and I'm just trying to think of the Asian guy who went to Man City. What is me forgetting?
Kagawa.
Yeah, Kagawa. Yeah. What is it with me forgetting names today? I think it's because I'm on the cider, guys. Have a look there. Yeah, raspberry and what is it? And a strawberry and elderflower cider. I think the fact that all this has happened, if something was going to happen, wouldn't it have been then? There's these guys are problems, and you want to stay away from a player because you've got young players coming through, and young players will adapt more. Older players are very difficult to adapt, very difficult to change when you're an older player. You're set in your ways. Your way is the way how you know it, and the same with what happened with Peter Cech when he couldn't adapt to playing the ball out the back and things like that. If you got a young player, you can just develop. Yeah. He's going with dead food again. We're not even moved out of this. So Dan, you would definitely say no to Götze.
100%. Yeah, he's past it. He's been past it since he was about 25. Or 24 even, like since the World Cup when he scored the winning goal. Been dead.
Yeah, and Bertrand, he picked early. Yeah, again, just like Wilshere. So guys, we've got the last one that we're going to do now. Now this one is going to be really, really controversial. Most of these we've had swing into one way, we'll take him. Swing into the other way, we won't take him. This guy, Jalse, we're on Wednesdays is kind of a short show, so we only go for about an hour or so. But it's good to see you, mate. It's great to see you. I think what might confuse you is we normally go 10 o'clock on a Wednesday. It shifts 9 or 10. To be honest with you, it depends how tired I am when I'm working in the day. Sometimes I'm working, I'm thinking, oh shit, man, I want an early bath. I want to shut down. I want to go on Netflix and watch Homeland, and I just haven't got the legs for it. So I like to do an early show so that I can close off at after 10 and then go and chill. If I'm vibrant and I haven't had such a busy day at work, I don't mind starting at 10 and letting it roll over into 11. But guys, Ryan Fraser, deal or no deal? This one's going to really turn a few heads because we have a player who's 24. Yeah, he's young. He's had 11 goals, 14 assists last season. This season, he's had a little bit of a drop off as most players, but he's got the talent there. If someone has 11 goals and 14 assists, that's Aaron Ramsey type of performance. It means he can pick out a pass. It means he can score goals. He can make runs into the box and score goals. I don't want to talk him up because you guys know who he is. James and the guys in the chat, deal or no deal?
No, like I only said Goatsy because I've got a soft spot for him. But yeah, he might be 24 and he can score goals and he can assist. But again, I think we have got players that can do what he does. And if anything, we should just be getting David Silva. If we're going to get a free transfer, let's just all agree that David Silva would be the one and move on. He's good.
But remember, James. 11 goals and 14 assists. We don't have anybody in the team in the midfield that can currently do that.
In the Premier League as well.
Yeah, but then Saka was hitting assists left, right, and centre before the season stopped. So I think, and isn't Fraser an attacking midfielder?
Again, he can play. Top holding or on the wing. They do move him around. They do like to. Eddie Howe does like to move him around a bit, and that's probably why he causes team so many problems, because he has that versatility.
I also, with what you were saying, I don't think he'd get in a City or Liverpool squad. So,
and again, I think the good thing about this one is, if you're looking at a squad player who you're going to rotate and put in the Champions League and coming off the bench, then that's, first of all, he ain't cost you nothing. Secondly, his wage demands, I heard that they've tried to offer him 100 grand a week. That's easy money for Arsenal. 100 grand a week. Last summer, he made it clear, and the agents that he wants to play for Arsenal. That's what he said. I don't think he's changed from that stance, from what I know. And it's really up to Mikel Arteta. It's a deal that he's got lying on the table, and he can pull a trigger on that anytime he wants. I'm warm on this deal. I like the deal because we're not expecting too much from him. It's not like many of the others where you're looking at 200 grand a week, or this is a low risk deal, and this is a deal that will give us performance. He knows how to perform. His numbers are there in the Premier League. I think it's a decent deal. What are the guys saying in the chat? Cool K is saying deal. Wow, that's a ding, ding, ding right there. Jal says 50-50 on it. I thought that we'd be 50-50 as a whole between all of us. 18 saying deal. Bertram's gonna no. That's a hammer down no. That's a drop the mic no from Bertram right there. Lee is going no deal. Jalse saying left winger, great crosses, set pieces. Yeah, he's wicked on set pieces. Ebony saying maybe again another 50-50. We're a lot of 50-50s here on the guy. Stephen, a deal at the right wage, 40k maximum, 2-year deal, negotiable. I mean, as a 24-year-old, he's looking for a minimum 3 or 4 year deal on a new contract. And again, remember, you're not paying anything for the player, so 100 grand essentially is easy money. You're getting a guy on the free. 100 grand is easy money. No deal, Sporty Jordan. No deal. We have players in his position. Yeah, if you can move him around with his versatility. Where do we go on this? Is it a deal or no deal, James?
I'm gonna say no deal. I've just been no deal. I think we've got players that can play there. He's good. He's great, but I think we can get someone better in. So no deal.
So Dan, you've got a player who can go away to Southampton and in the winter, roll up his sleeves and get stuck in, which a lot of Arsenal players have been guilty of over the late. Do we pull a trigger on this, deal or no deal?
I'm gonna go with you, Apollo. I'll take him without even thinking about it, mate. When we've played him, he has terrorized us, bro. Whenever I've seen him play, this guy, he don't have no fear. And he's 26 now, you know that. So he's in the prime of his career. He's worth about 30 million. So say we keep him, we're gonna sell him after a couple of years, we'll get our money easily. But the guy he's scary, and he's putting down numbers in the Premier League. You can take a gamble on a foreign player and you never know what you're going to get. But with this guy, you sort of know what you're going to get. He's quite consistent. And then after he got through this contract battle with Bournemouth this year, his form turned around. So he's actually been good since he decided that he was definitely going to stay till the end of the season. Do you remember around January times? Then they started playing him and he was actually really good for them and started putting numbers down again. So this is a no-brainer for me. I don't get people that, mate, you can't buy Premier League experience. This guy is proven in the Premier League and he terrorizes defenders. How many players have we got that do that? And he can play both wings. He can play in the middle, as you say. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. I'll take him. Definitely. And he's hard and Scottish. The guy don't care about.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. You're going away in the winter all the way up north where people don't want to go. You go up to Burnley, where we struggle to win every year, where the 6'2" players just start beating the crap out of you, and then you want someone to roll up their sleeves and do a Flamini on them. And this is what. And look, guys, Dan, James, if we don't sign him, Tottenham's going to sign him.
No way.
If we don't sign him, Spurs are going to sign him.
Because Mourinho knows what sort of player he is. He's a grafter, and Mourinho loves a grafter, and that's what we always turn our noses up at these guys because they're not glamorous, yeah. But that's the problem. Look how many glamorous players we've got right now. How many actual getting bloody, sweaty grafters have we got? Not many. Like, we don't have many players that are willing to, like you say, pull your sleeves up and do a Flamini on them. We ain't got them guys to. We started to build them in recently, but yeah, like I would definitely take this guy. We can't let him go to Tottenham. Take him, man. He can play either wing and through the middle. So, and we need utility players as well because we always get injuries. Like, and we haven't really got a lot of cover on the right wing as well. I just want to say that. We've got a lot of cover on the left, but what about the right? Who have we got? Who have we got for the right-hand side?
I think, you know, and the guys can't make the mistake that this guy is going to be a solution to the problem, because he isn't. He's going to be part of the puzzle, and he's going to be on the bench. He's a cheap option that we're going to take on the bench, and when we need that guy to come up and provide some energy and some power, it's going to be him. He's only 5'5" or something like that. So so he's a monster. I mean, this guy is built like a running back, and he's tough as old boots, and he gets his head down, he gets to work, and he's no nonsense. And we don't have how many players outside of Klasnach in the Arsenal team are like that. Yeah. And you know, we can talk about Xhaka, but Xhaka gives away goals left, right, and center and makes so many mistakes. We're talking about someone being productive here on the back end, who can score goals, who can create assists, who can help the squad, and he's free. So I think, you know what, I think I would pull the trigger on this deal. I really would. So guys, that's it. We're going to be coming back on Sunday for our main preview of the Man City versus Arsenal game, which is next week on the 17th. We now have less than a week away for the kickoff of the season. But really, really great to have you guys on. James, any closing discussions after going through all of this? Would you be happy with Silva, a couple of other players? Who would you be happy taking away and offering the contract?
Be happy with Silva. I wouldn't be annoyed if we got Fraser, having listened to the deal arguments, but I still think we can get better. I hope Arteta gets the chance. I hope the fans don't jump on him if we get a bad result over the weekend. It is Man City after all.
Yeah.
But I do still think we're going to win 3-0 because I just think it's the perfect time to play Man City. Honestly, I just can't wait for the football season to begin. So yeah, that's my closing arguments, I suppose.
So that's a 3-0 to Arsenal there. Dan, what's your thoughts? And let's be clear, I'm just trying to look at this now and see what I'm going to do. So obviously I do a show on Sunday, 8 o'clock, and the Wednesday show is normally at 9 and 10. So next week, Wednesday, we're going to do an after game show where we're going to talk about the Man City game, and it's going to be probably mad. I was thinking of doing a watch along, so I don't know. I still might do the watch along. I haven't really done one before. I don't know whether I'd be a fan of sitting with a camera in front of me watching the whole game and going, you bastard, you missed. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think it's probably better if I put my emotions after the game. And Dan, so it's probably going to be 10 o'clock next week, guys, that we're going to go. So Bertrand would be with us for the after show for the Manchester City Arsenal game. I'm thinking to myself now, Dan, in the last 6 games, we've scored 2 goals and they've scored 17.
Yeah, but there's been a massive break in between. So you can't, everything's up in the air. It's all to play for. It's City, of course, the City, like we always struggle. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm always positive about Arsenal. I always think we're going to get the result to a fault. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We're looking better as time goes on. I know we lost the other day. We lost to Brentford, but we're looking better every game. You can see there's a bit more fluency. The rust is dropping off. So let's just hope we're in better shape than them and we can actually get a result. I'll be so happy, man. I've been waiting so long for this day to arrive, man.
Yeah, we all have, and I think for me, I went for a 2-2 draw. That's what I went for, because I want us to come out of this with some confidence, because we've got a hell of a run in, man. Those 10 games, 5 of them are against top teams, and we're gonna need everything that we can coming out of it. So Sunday, guys, is going to be the full preview. So it'd be great to have you guys in the chat as well. So that I can hear your thoughts about what we're going to be, and we'll look at everything. We'll look at the defense, midfield, strikers, and Bertram and Ebony are here in the chat, so they'll be on the show on Sunday. But that's it, guys. James, how do we find you? How do we?
On Facebook, I'm on 101, Twitter at That Billion Show, and YouTube at That Billion Show. So yeah.
Excellent. And Dan, how do we find you?
On, man.
No problem, mate. No problem at all, man. Dan?
Yeah, just at Idhan, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all of it. Idhan. And please subscribe to his channel, man. The man's trying to get monetized, people, man. He's trying to get it done. All right, guys, I appreciate all of the love that you guys are giving and the contributions as well. Thank you very much, everybody, for supporting the channel. Please subscribe. Please hit that like button, because it really helps me out. The more you guys click that like button, then the more my video will be referred as a recommended video among all Arsenal fans worldwide. So I appreciate that. All the best, guys. See you on Sunday, and let's talk about the Man City game. It's coming up. Less than a week to go. Peace out, guys.